I've got a bit of a confession to make, which I'll do at the end of this video. It's a sort of, well, realisation really, as much as anything, but yeah, confession. Isolation Diaries, week 3, Wednesday. Now, I've actually been giving that some thought, because it was the 10th of March when Italy went into lockdown, but I didn't really start the diaries until we returned home here in Umbria on the following Friday. So that's why this is sort of week 3, but in real terms it's week 4. Do you see what I mean? Just a couple of 100 metres above our house is the Niccone Castle, or Alto Niccone, which is where we are now. It's the oldest castle in the Niccone Valley. I think the foundations went in around about 900 and something. And up until months ago, maybe a year now, it was lived in. So this door here, there used to be a lady who lived in there, but now it's unoccupied. But if you were prepared to put up with the cold and that sort of stuff, then yeah, you could still live here. Pretty amazing. This is one of my favourite views of the Niccone Valley. This here is Mercatali, this is Niccone, and about there is the Tuscany-Umbria border. This is the Castello di Pieri, and that's Tuscany. Wonderful views. After a hard day's gardening, nothing like a nice margarita. This is what they call any pot in a storm. Evidence of the boar, the Cingale. It's Wednesday, and so it's a trip down to the village, to the shop. Blooming chilly this morning, actually. A bit of a frost this morning. We've got a tramontana again, so the wind's in from the mountains. Forecast to get to about 8 degrees, but as you can see, quite a beautiful day. Just going to go and pick up the post, take the rubbish, usual stuff.
Social distancing, come on here. Come on.
So here's the confession then. Throughout my entire adult working life, I've never had a job or been in a position whereby I've spent an extended period of time at home, or at least in one place. And what I mean by that, my jobs and my life have always involved trips and travel, challenges and movement and so on. I've always been in sales, at least from being sort of 17, and those jobs always meant that I was going somewhere different the following day. Never had a routine, you know, never sort of 9 till 5 in the office, etc. So actually to have these 3 weeks or 3.5 weeks now locked down in one place, with other than sort of trotting into the village, it's actually been quite a challenge. It's actually been it was a bit daunting, really, to be honest with you. But you know what's happened? I've really got into it, actually. Spending that time at home has allowed me to slow down, and I've got into the gardening. Goodness me, that lawn has really taken some hammering over the last week, but I haven't finished that yet. I've still got a bit more to do. So it's really nice to have the ability to actually really enjoy being at home. That's not to say I didn't enjoy it before, I did, but you know, it was always the time between the trips, if you like, the time between going somewhere or doing something or something to sort of look forward to. But now, yeah, really settled into it. I'm quite surprised myself, really. And we've probably got, my guess is, another couple of weeks, who knows, another couple of weeks to do in lockdown, in isolation. But yeah, really got into it, finding a bit about myself, which I'd either forgotten about or didn't know I have. There you go. What a wonderful thing, eh?